Welcome back to part 2 in the Disappearance of Anthonette Cayedito. Thank you for checking out the videos, commenting, liking, and subscribing to the channel. It's truly and genuinely appreciated. If you haven't viewed part 1, it will be linked in the description box. With that said, let's get into part 2. We'll start off with the night of Anthonette's disappearance and some information that would be revealed decades later. Penny, Anthonette's mother, made plans to go out that evening with some friends on April 5th of 1986. While Penny was getting ready, a man named Emiliano, who went by the nickname Emo, came over to the Cayedito residence that night with some flowers and a gift, not for Penny, but for Anthonette. While Penny was in another room getting ready, Anthonette would be seen uncomfortably sitting on Emo's lap. 4 days after Anthonette's disappearance, Penny would inform the authorities of this encounter between Anthonette and Emo. She would also share that Emo was no stranger to giving flowers to Anthonette. In fact, there would be 3 other times he would give flowers to Anthonette, and multiple witnesses would also see Emo giving these flowers to Anthonette. This was not information Penny was willing to share to the authorities until a relative would mention this encounter with the authorities present. Anthonette's younger sister Sadie would later share that after Penny came home after her night out with friends, she would send both Wendy and Sadie onto bed while Penny and Anthonette stayed up playing cards, which was unusual according to Sadie. Sadie also shares that after both Sadie and Wendy were put to bed, a man began knocking on the door. This isn't the false Uncle Joe, but another man that Penny would not allow in. Penny figured if everyone just ignored him, he would go away. Penny would share that the knock came about 30 minutes before it was just getting light outside, but she estimated the time around 3:30 to 4:30 a.m. Let's go back to Emo. Penny was introduced to Emo by her best friend Ronald, according to Sadie. Emo was never at their house without Ronald until the night of Anthonette's disappearance, the night this grown man showed up at the house with some flowers and a bear necklace for Anthonette. After Anthonette's disappearance, Penny created a shrine of sorts in her memory, to which she included the gift bear necklace in the shrine. After Anthonette disappeared, Emo nor Ronald ever appeared back at the house or communicated with Penny again. As previously stated in part 1's video, Penny failed her polygraph test. So did Ronald and Emo. They all failed miserably. However, there is no evidence in the case files that was handed over to Crystal Gutierrez of their polygraph tests. In 1994, Penny was re-interviewed by FBI when she would be confronted over their belief that she was involved in Anthonette's disappearance. Per the FBI report, when advised that the FBI had information that she was directly implicated, Penny stated these words: "What if I told you Emo and I did this? Would we both go to prison?" Penny would state that both she and Emo made prior plans in her daughter's disappearance. Penny advised that Emo and Ron came over and had a discussion about Anthonette becoming a problem and that she wanted a better life for her daughter. Penny advised that Emo then told her that he would be the person to take Anthonette. Penny would state that she wanted to know where, but she was told that it would be best for her not to know. According to a former Gallup detective who investigated the case in the late 90s to 2000s, that he confronted Penny over the allegations that she had told people that she had sold Anthonette for drugs but couldn't remember to who. She denied knowing anything about Anthonette's disappearance. But when the FBI report was turned over to Gallup Police Department, they did not include the interview in which she basically confessed to them in 1994. which are the reasons why no charges were made to Penny. Though it is unclear of any developments in the case as to whether or not Ronald or Emo have been interviewed by the authorities after 1994, it is very alarming that the ball was dropped by the FBI, especially while Penny was still alive. With the efforts of Crystal Gutierrez, who deserves all the credit in providing updated information that was left out decades prior, this information lets everyone know who was responsible for the disappearance of Anthonette, her own mother. It also adds more questions than anyone had prior, as well. Where is Emo and Ron? Are they still alive? Did they change their names and could possibly be hiding in plain sight out there? Why didn't the FBI include this information that implicates Penny in her own daughter's disappearance? How was Anthonette a problem if she was always so helpful, caring for the other sisters? Did Anthonette see or hear something she shouldn't have? And most importantly, is Anthonette still alive out there somewhere? Please share your thoughts as to what you think of this case. But if anyone knows anything and has any information into this case, the contacting information will be provided in the description box, as well as the link to Crystal Gutierrez's video on this case. As always, thank you for spending some of your time here at the True Crime Spot. We'll see you in the next video.